Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Small little drop of news today. This is one card for Supreme Darkness. It's kind of just like a free agent card. Looks like it's a Reptile support card, so hopefully that's good. You guys know I've been a supporter of Reptiles. I don't think they've really gotten what they need to be like really good. They've gotten some stuff here and there. They've gotten some stuff that helps, but not enough to push them out all the way. Maybe it's a card that helps, but we'll have to see. As far as this artwork goes, doesn't really scream Reptile to me, but it does have a lot going on. You know, it's very creepy, so there's that, but, you know, it's fine. I'm not worried about him. Alright, as for the actual card itself, this is Liberator Etho. This is a level 8 Dark Reptile monster. 4,000 attack, 0 defense, so very big attack. Very low defense. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand or graveyard by paying half of your life points while your opponent has a monster card on their field or graveyard with an effect that activates in the hand and or monster zone in response to the activation of a card or effect. Holy crap, what a stipulation. You can only special summon it once per turn this way. Fine. Okay, that's crazy, all the requirements for that. So your opponent has to have a monster card on field or engrave. It has to have an effect that activates in hand or the monster zone, but only an effect that is in response to the activation of a different card or effect. That's insane. That's okay. So it's basically trying to hit hand traps, but it's weird because it's monsters only, which is kind of annoying, right? Because one, half the hand traps in the game, over half maybe, about around half that are like the good playable ones, are free-form hand traps anyway. They're ignition effects. They say, you know, Imperm, Veiler, they can fire whenever. Nib can fire whenever. Droll doesn't respond to an effect. It activates in a new chain, so I don't think Droll counts. So it's just kind of weird. The cards you're looking for, and even though Impulse and Purge are effects that respond to an activated effect, they're not monsters. So they also don't make this card live. So basically, to me, off the top of my head, as far as hand traps go, the hand traps that you're looking for are like Ghost Sisters, really. Ash Blossom, Ghost Ogre, seeing a little bit of play right now, and like Ghost Mourner. Those are like the three that really make any sense to me, because those are the most playable ones off the top of my head that are responding to activated effects. Other than that, you're talking N-board pieces, and that's a little bit more common, you know what I mean? An in-archetype negate or something, or, you know, something like that, right? This also loses a little bit of utility with stuff like, oh my god, Appaloosa, Borlord Savage, and Barone being banned, because those were pretty consistent tools you saw all the time that people would like to end on. SP is another piece, I guess, is that, you know, is a generic piece where if that's on your opponent's field, that is a card that responds to an activated monster effect. So that is something that turns are on, but IP doesn't. So until your opponent IPs into SP, this card's still not live. So weird. It's a very specific setup. I do think there's a lot of cards that do see play like that, but man, you could just run into a buzzsaw where your opponent just doesn't end on a board with a responsive interruption and hasn't ashed or mournered or ogred you, and this card is just dead. Now, to be fair, this card might also just be a one-of in a Reptile deck, right? Because you have super access to it with Snake Rain, with the, is it Watered Lily? I think Lily, it's just the spell that sends one, sometimes reborns one. Right, where there's a pretty good going, there's finally like a pretty good going second tool where, like, if your opponent has already put Ash, Ogre, Mourner, Engrave, or just has an N-board piece that does work like this, just being able to go Water Lily, which one, to a lot of other players, is going to be like, if I have Ash, I'm not ashing that, I'm saving it for Snake Rain. I don't want to, like, them to bait me and then resolve Snake Rain in my face. If they let you send him, it's one of those punishing cards where it's almost like when you would, if you were to play Small World and search out a kaiju, they're like, okay, they're going neg one in the hand. I don't even know what they're playing yet. I don't want to ash this preemptively. It's just a consistency card. I'll ash what they search. You know what I mean? Because they'll search an engine card. But then you Small World for a kaiju, and they go, oh shit. right? And then you just kaiju right on top of their board, and you clear the negate in the first place, and then you're able to play through the rest of the hand, right? Stuff like that, where if they do let something like Water Lily resolve and send this card, they can't negate its summon, and then on field on your turn, it's unaffected by your opponent's effects on field. So then it's a 4K beater that's just able to walk over something pretty free. So it's cool. I wish it still had some bonus effect that was like a removal effect. Just something. It could literally be as simple as like once per turn you can pop a card. Like, or you know what I mean? Banish a reptile from grave to pop a card. Because it, as much as I'm saying like, oh, this card helps you play into a board, it does force you to use your battle phase super early, and that's basically all it is. It's basically just a 4,000 beater. So anything with destruction, anything with like destruction protection, kind of cooks this card. Anyway, I didn't read the other two effects yet. It can't be. Its special summon cannot be negated, and if this card's in the monster zone, it can't be used as material for fusion, synchro, exceed, or link summon. That also sucks for reptiles because he's even level 8, which is even a good level for reptiles because they like making rank 8s. But he's also unaffected by monster effects activated on your opponent's field during your turn only. So not only all that, but this card's also just pretty dead after your turn. So if you're not killing your opponent, he's not really doing anything for you because you can't use him to make an end board piece that is interruption, and he doesn't do anything on his own. The only thing that's a saving grace for Reptile as far as making use of the body after you've maybe used him to try and break a board a little bit is you can't just tribute him for one of the other Ogdoadic effects, right? Where they just say tribute a monster to reborn this card, do something, whatever. So that's the saving grace, I guess. But I'm still not impressed with this card overall. It's fine. It could be maybe a one-of, just to maybe help the engine feel a little bit better playing into boards going second. And even some scenarios like playing into hand traps. Like if you have gotten ashed already in the turn and you can get this Foolish Burial, you pay half your life points. It is just a level 8 that comes back, and it's tribute fodder for maybe just getting some of the other engine cards, back out, kind of thing. So I don't know. It's a weird card. The restrictions are pretty brutal on it, but I do think it does have some utility for reptiles. So potentially a one-of if you're a reptile fan. This is better than probably what you were expecting for the rest of the set, but still not like a world changer for them. But that's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, let me know your thoughts down below on this card. Is there any extra utility that I'm not giving this card credit for? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down below on that. 8 more cards through the rest of the set. We'll see how much is filler. We'll see how much is actual cards. But I'll bring you those as they get revealed. So stay tuned for all things Yu-Gi-Oh! News. Subscribe to the channel. All that stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.